Hello, everyone. So, today I'm going to channel Mary Magdalene and her water dragons, where she will be talking about how love can be a healing frequency for the body, meaning healing illnesses and diseases. This is something I had spoken about and how to do it 2 years back. The link to that video is given in the description. Also, if you want to book a channeling session with me or learn how to channel, the links are also given there in the description below. So, did you know that Mary's birth star is Hydra? And if you Google Hydra, you will see all the serpentine creatures usually coming from that birth star. So, when I looked up the water dragons, which has more Chinese origins, they also look very snake like, and she's always accompanied by the water dragons. So that was a very unusual connection I made, I think this year or last year. Anyway, so I hope you enjoy the transmission. I have a sore throat today, and it's ironical that we are talking about love as healing frequency. I did do that exercise to heal my throat, and the soreness has gone down a lot. So I'm going to do the exercise that Mary shows how to use love to heal the body in the transmission. So use it and see how it benefits you. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you at the end. I was just checking if the recording is still on. Good evening. I am Mary, and I have the water dragons with me. And today I'm going to talk about how to use love as the healing frequency for your body. Now, you need to understand the connection between the loving frequency and that of water. So, astrologically speaking, people who have more number of planets in water sign in their birth charts, like Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, tend to have more strong emotional natures as compared to other signs. So, when you have strong emotions, it means it needs more regulation. And this applies for any human being, irrespective of your astrological birth chart. We are going to give you an example of how different kind of emotional frequencies can impact water. Now, water has the ability to hold on to emotions or any frequency that it is exposed to. This is something your Japanese scientists have already experimented and demonstrated. When you introduce a very healing or loving frequency to water, the water molecules can rearrange itself in specific geometrical pattern, which is reflecting of that frequency. Whereas when you introduce disharmonious frequencies to water, the water molecules again rearranges itself to reflect that disharmonious asynchronous frequency. So water in that sense can be manipulated, and it can hold on to memories. Now 70% of your body is water. Then imagine the impact your emotions or any external negative frequencies have on you. So, when you don't emotionally regulate yourself, or you are trying to suppress your emotion or drown your emotions in alcohol, or compartmentalize it, or not wanting to feel it, or running away from it, or simply dissociating from your body so that you don't have to feel it, what happens is those emotions are really not released from the system. When you allow emotions, when you allow yourself to feel those emotions, no matter how horrific it feels, especially the negative ones, the emotion simply passes through the body and is dissolved. It's gone. It doesn't create disharmony in the body. But when you suppress it or when you don't allow yourself to feel them, the negative emotions like fear, anger, hatred, resentment, disappointment, pain, hurt, sadness, grief, guilt, shame, you name it, any emotion that doesn't feel good, if you are not allowing yourself to experience it, then it kind of gets stored in a specific part of the body, holding that emotional charge. And what holds that emotional charge in place is the water. When the emotion, which are specific neurotransmitters, creating a specific vibrational frequency, is exposed to your bodily fluids like blood, lymph fluids, and any other kind of fluids, the water structure, the water molecular structure rearranges itself to reflect that emotion. So a disharmonious emotion will create similar molecular structure, which creates disharmony in the body. And if you don't allow the emotion, then the water will continue holding it because the vibrational frequency of that emotion is stuck with the water. The moment you allow the emotion to pass, the water will return to its original state, which means all the liquids, especially blood, which is so vital for your body, carries and holds these emotions if you do not allow yourself to feel it. And when there are multiple negative emotions coinciding in the same part of the body, there are multiple pockets of disharmonious molecular structures created in the bodily fluids in that area of the body, which holds on to that memory, that emotional charge, and that trauma. If even if there is no trauma, it holds on to the negative emotion. And too many, when they coexist, blocks the flow of the bodily functions, which is why dis-ease is created. Diseases and illnesses are created mostly, at least 80% of them, because of negative emotions that you have not released. There are many works of different healers and scientists and microbiologists who have done research on this, and you can read their articles like Bruce Lipton, Candice Perth. They have written books on these topics, like Molecules of Emotion, and educate yourself on how they impact you from a scientific perspective, because many of you are pretty hell bent on science. So understand it scientifically as well. And I'm doing my best to bring in as much technological information as possible to assist you in fully understanding the impact in your body when you don't regulate your emotions. So when disease is created, if you continue suppressing those emotions, it becomes harder for the body to function normally because it's holding on to those emotional charge. The molecular structure of the water around that in your bodily fluids have become deformed. So how do you reform it? How do you allow it to go back to normal? By releasing that emotional charge, by revisiting that event that created the negative emotion and allowing yourself to feel all the emotion that arises one after the other in layers and allow them to pass. When you allow emotions to pass, they really don't take much time. It takes 10 to 30 seconds for each emotion to come up and dissolve. Maybe there is anger.
Mm.
So when you allow anger, it will pass in 10 to 30 seconds. After that, the next emotion will come up, say fear. Allow it and listen to what message it has to say, because each emotion has a message that is in alignment with your value system. So listen to that message and you will gain insight about yourself and the situation of what is important to you. Then once fear is dissolved, then the other emotions will come up. And eventually, when all the emotions are gone, a wisdom will emerge. This is one way of regulating emotions. And this will start dissolving the disease because the water molecules will keep going back to their normal shape and form. Thus, the root cause of disease will vanish, and hence the disease will start healing. Sorry, I was coughing too much. My channeling state broke. My throat is really sore. I'll just complete the transmission. So, I am Mary, and as I was talking about emotions, how does love come into the picture? Now, understand all emotions, be it positive or negative, all originate from love. Love is the foundational emotion from all from which all other emotions arise. So, when you introduce the frequency of love to a diseased part of your body, it has a healing effect because the introduction of that frequency forces the water molecules to reorganize itself to reflect that frequency. And it kind of negates any other negative emotional charge that is held in that part of the body. So, if you constantly expose yourself to that loving frequency, if you constantly expose that part of your body to loving frequencies, the body will start healing. So, that is another way of regulating emotion. So, how can you do that by yourself? It's very simple. Think of something or somebody you love, a person or plant or a pet or anybody or anything that you really love, and bask yourself in a very positive, loving event you had with them for 1 to 2 minutes. Close your eyes and imagine that. Once you feel your chest expand and you feel very loving emotions in your body, then take your hands near your chest and with the intention of plucking that feeling of love from your chest and put it on that part of the body where the disease exists. So if your hand is hurting, just take the emotions and put it on your hand as if you are putting that energy, exposing that part of the body which requires healing to the loving essence. In this manner, if you keep doing it very frequently, many times a day, or with greater loving intensity, then you will notice rapid recovery and changes in the problems. If you do it less number of times or if you do it infrequently, then obviously the effects will be much less noticeable. Also, your belief system, self doubts can also have an effect, an impact on how fast your body heals. If you don't believe this is going to work, then it will be slower for you. So, if doing this exercise feels hard, you can also use loving affirmations. Say, if you have an injury in your hand, you can repeatedly repeat the affirmations that I love and accept this injury, I love and accept this injury, I love and accept this injury, I love and accept this disease, or whatever it may be. Keep saying it in a loop in your mind or out loud and notice what happens. Say it for 5 minutes repeatedly without pause, and you will start noticing changes and relief and sensations arise in the body. So, we gave you 3 different methods to regulate your emotions and heal the body from illnesses and disease. These may sound very simple, they are very effective, and they have no negative side effects. These not only heal your body, but they also regulate your emotions. So it has a dual purpose. It also allows you to have good mental health, physical health, both. So understand the impact of love not only on your body or your emotions, but also in life in general. People who are in loving relationships where they feel loved by the other person have better health, both mental and physical, even if other areas of their life are falling apart. Which is why being with people who truly love you is very important than putting up with people who don't love you but are only in transactional relationships of give and take. So choose the people in your life wisely. Are you in loving relationships with your friends, family, or spouse and partners? Or has the love vanished? Do not stay in relationships there where there is no mutual love, because those can create more dis-ease in the body because love is missing. So with this, we would end this transmission and we wish you a good day.